Hey guys, long time no talk. I am here answering some questions for an Ask Me Anything thread that I posted on PokerMarket. In case you're not familiar, PokerMarket is a great place to go for strategy, to post packages for staking and tournaments, to buy action from people like me. I sell action to tournaments on PokerMarket, and also to join a forum. So I decided to post an Ask Me Anything on PokerMarket. I collected questions, and then I said I was going to answer them here on my YouTube channel. So without further ado, let's see what everyone wanted to know. There were some really good questions about streaming and poker and all that kind of stuff, so I'm going to start with those. Internet asked, what's your camera and what's your streaming software? So I use kind of the same camera as most poker streamers. I think most of us use the Logitech C90. At least that was the cool thing to buy back when I started streaming about a year and a half ago. It's a good budget camera. It doesn't look too bad, and it's fairly cheap. I'm pretty sure I bought it for around $80 when I first purchased it, but I mean, I assume it's way cheaper now, you know? Stuff goes obsolete after like 2 months. A year and a half? That's like Stone Age. But yeah, so that's the camera I use. As for streaming software, I currently use XSplit. But usually I recommend using OBS if you're just getting started with poker because it is free. You do have to pay for all of the XSplit features if you want the premium software. And for my alerts and stream, I use Streamlabs. Internet also asked me what my biggest achievement in poker is so far. So he went from streaming kind of to poker and like my career in the past and stuff like that. I would say that my biggest achievement is being able to quit my job, avoid having to get another job, and just playing poker for a living. So I've been playing poker for a living for the past 6 years or so. I quit my full time job. I actually quit my full time job in 2010. So I guess it's been almost 7 years. Whoa, time flies. But yes, that's my greatest achievement. It's really pretty cool to be able to do something that I love doing for a living. So I can't complain about that. I'm not much of a glory seeker, so if you're familiar with me and you watch my stream a lot, you'll notice that lately I've been playing kind of smaller fields and just trying to have a consistent grind, so to speak. So I'm not really someone who, is really looking forward to Sundays and playing the Sunday Million and banking something huge. I'm more interested in grinding and sustaining and being able to just make a consistent living out of what I'm doing. So, doing something that I love every day and making money from it, it's kind of the only achievement that I want or need right now. It's kind of a boring answer, but it's the truth. Internet wanted to know what my biggest goal is down the road. Right now, my goal and my focus is my stream. I actually recently really I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and I kind of spent like the past couple months thinking to myself, well, what's going on? Where am I going with my stream? Where am I going with poker? And what do I want to do? So, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't have like a long-term goal for my stream. I don't have a long-term goal for poker. Some people when they start playing poker or when they get into something, they think, okay, this is where I'm going, this is what I do, this is what I want to do. And I'd love to be that kind of person, but I realized that I'm really not. And I think that goals are important, and I think it's good to have short-term goals, but I don't have like a goal for what I want to do with my stream, say 10 years from now. I don't have that kind of goal in mind. So kind of my mindset right now is I'm going to work on my stream. I'm going to make it the best I can. I'm going to, play the best poker that I can and win as much money as I can and then go from there. So sorry again for another boring answer. I don't know if that's a cop out or whatnot, but really this year I'm going to be focusing on the stream and then kind of reevaluate. And I guess that's what I've been doing for like the last decade of my life is doing something and then reevaluating. So it's pretty consistent with the way of Courtney, I guess. And then the last question that internet had was, how do you cope with the endless stupid comments because of the F in your passport? So he's basically saying, how do you survive being a girl on the internet on Twitch? And the answer is practice, honestly. I think that I think I like thick skin wise, I'm okay, but I'm not great. I'm not an expert at shrugging stuff off and shrugging off trolls and insults and mean things, but I think I'm better than the average person, and I've gotten better over time. So if someone comes into my stream and says, "Hey, you really suck at poker. You're the worst." No one likes to hear that kind of thing, but it doesn't bother me now as much as it used to. People coming into the stream and saying sexist things or saying, "Hey, baby, I love you," or "You want to go on a date," or "Nice boobs," and that kind of thing, that doesn't really bother me at all anymore. I don't know if it ever really did. I'm not really someone who gets bothered by stuff like that. But I mean, even if you are bothered by it at first, by the time you've been streaming for a year and a half, you've pretty much heard it all and you're really used to it. Gonna answer some questions from Sparks25 now. He says, I saw someone crash into your car. Did you get another one? So, for anyone not familiar, I did crash my car back in October. Actually, I didn't crash it. Someone crashed into me. We actually got rear-ended at a light. They were going really fast. They were going so fast that our car was a write-off. And when you get rear-ended and have a write-off, you can imagine how fast we were, how hard we were hit. So yes, we did have to get another car. We crashed, or we rode off a 2001 Honda Civic and replaced it with another 2001 Honda Civic. So we didn't get anything special, and it was really annoying when we didn't have a car. But yes, it's finally replaced, so thank God. Why don't you have any pets? And if you could have pets, what pet would you like to have? The main reason we don't have a pet is because we actually want a dog, but we don't have time for a dog and we don't have space for a dog. We also like cats, but I'm really allergic to cats. If I ever sleep somewhere where there's been cats, I will, my eyes will be really red, I'll sneeze a lot, and I'll be really congested. I don't want to live like that. So unfortunately, we can't ever get a cat. One day we'd like to have a dog, and I really want a puppy cam for the stream, but it's not a thing right now, unfortunately. But I think it will happen in the future. Speaking of things that are going to happen in the future, or in this case, not happen in the future, will you ever play Horn for the fans? No. I'll give you a better answer than that, though. I'll tell you why I don't want to play Horn. It's because I suck, okay? And I've tried to tell you guys this, but no one ever listens. In case anyone's not familiar, I play the French horn. You can see it behind me. There is a stuffed brick on top of it. It's underneath the letters, the swarm on the wall. Or I guess the words, whatever. But that's a French horn. I play in a community band. I've been playing for 2 years now. I played back in high school. I went 10 years without playing, and then I picked it up again a couple years ago. And let me be honest, someone who's played the French horn for 2 years on the side just for fun, usually they're bad at it. I'm playing for fun. I'm not good. And I'm self-conscious about that fact. The other thing is that I have heard myself play before. You know, I've listened to recordings of myself, and I can hear all the bad things that I do. I can hear how I sound, and I know how I want to sound, and they don't match. So I find it really hard to play for other people when I'm myself, I'm not really happy with the way I sound. And you might be like, well, practice more. Why don't you just make it so that you sound good? I don't know. I kind of think that I'm never going to be happy with the way I sound. So it's kind of one of those, it's like a catch-22. The better you get, the more you expect of yourself. And you just, I don't know. I don't think I'm ever going to be happy enough with the way I sound to play for the stream. But as loath as I am to say this, never say never. Maybe one day, in like 5 years, I'll think to myself, well, you know what? I actually sound pretty good now. So you can ask me again in 5 years, okay, Sparks? The next question is, are you near the 1K subs yet so we can pick your new hair color? In case anyone doesn't know what this means, basically one time on stream I said that if I ever got to 1,000 subs, the stream could choose what color I dye my hair. And so it seems like two colors were popular. The first color was lots of colors. It was rainbow. So that was the first option. The second option that people seemed to like was gray. Like, why do you guys want my hair to be gray? I don't understand. But yeah, that was the second choice. The upside, or the good news, is that I'm nowhere near 1K subs, so I get to keep my hair color. The bad news is that I'm nowhere near 1K subs, so you know, I don't get that sub money. That sweet 1K sub money is not a thing for me. So yeah, I mean, I would like to get to 1K subs, so I would be willing to dye my hair gray if you guys want to get me to 1K. So twitch.tv/courtiebee, hit that subscribe button, okay? Or rainbow hair, that sounds kind of fun. The last question Sparks had, actually, he had 3 more questions. I'll answer this one and then I'll answer the last 2 separately. So this question was, outside of poker, who's your favorite streamer? I watch Hearthstone mainly. I mainly watch Hearthstone and poker, but I have watched a little bit of speedrunning. So I've got 2 answers for favorite streamer. My favorite Hearthstone streamer is StrifeGrow. He's just really cool. He's super chill, and I like him a lot because he doesn't let things bother him. When he runs bad, as you may or may not know, Hearthstone has a lot of variance. When he gets really unlucky, he doesn't get pissed off. Like, he doesn't get salty. And when people are mean in chat and assholes, like people sometimes are on Twitch, he doesn't get salty either. He's just really chill, and he doesn't let anything bother him. So that's my favorite thing about him. That's why he's my favorite Hearthstone streamer. For speedrunning, I really like the game Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, so I've been watching a lot of Clint Stevens lately as well. He's really cool. He likes to have fun. He swears a lot, so if you don't like the F-bomb, don't go watch him. But if you like just a really fun stream and you like Nintendo and Ocarina of Time, go watch him sometime. He's really cool. So yeah, those are my 2 favorite streamers that aren't in the poker directory. I said this Sparks had 2 more questions. The first one is, can we see the rest of your house? When you stream, we only see the wall behind you. So we're actually in the process of moving. We're trying to pack up and get out of here. We haven't quite found a new place yet, so that's been a challenge, but I promise, as soon as we find a new place, you will get a full tour. I will show you every room of the house, okay? The last question was, can we see your streaming setup? And yes, I took a picture. This is what everything looks like when I'm streaming. Usually I have all my poker tables on the main monitor and all my streaming stuff on the right monitor to the side. I stream on a desktop and I play poker on a laptop. I connect the 2 of them with a capture card. And you can see the mic on the left-hand side and the camera is on top of the main monitor. Enjoy Your Wipeouts had the most interesting question of the Ask Me Anything thread. He says, which are your top 3 body parts? I wasn't exactly sure what you meant by this. Do you mean top 3 body parts on someone else? Like, what do I prefer in the opposite sex? Or what do I like on me? I'll answer both, okay? So on a guy, I like the eyes, shoulders, and butt. And on me, my favorite body parts are my legs, my lips, and my brain. Lol asks, what did you do before you started playing poker? I actually got a Bachelor of Science degree. I went to the University of British Columbia. I started out doing kind of pre-med stuff. I was in biochemistry. And then I realized that I really don't like that kind of thing and that I also suck at it. So I stopped doing biochem and I ended up getting just a general science degree with a focus in health. And yeah, I graduated in 2008. After I graduated, I was working in full-time sales, actually, at a cell phone dealer. And when I quit that job, that was so that I could play poker full-time. So then I started playing poker for a living. Flo wants to know, what was your biggest pot ever? Well, of course, it was the one that I played on the big game. If you haven't already seen that, you just have to Google Big Game Courtney G or Big Game Season 2 on YouTube, and you should find my episodes. I got 2-outed by Rick Solomon. We got it in with queens against 10s, and he hit a 10 on the flop. I had to actually check how much the pot was. I didn't remember. It was $121,400. So yeah, my biggest pot. I don't play high stakes. I don't play cash games, so I'm never going to have a bigger one than that. Lishan Mueller, hope I didn't butcher your name too much. He says, what can you earn as a Twitch streamer? It would be nice to get some details about numbers. I'm not able to give you details. A part of that is because Twitch doesn't want us to divulge information about our contracts, so I can't give you exact percentages or numbers. And also, it's kind of like asking someone, you know, how much do you make at your job as a mechanic, or what do you make as a lawyer? You know, it's kind of one of those things that some people like to keep private. But I can tell you that the range is very wide. There are some people making a couple $100s a month from ad revenue and sub revenue, and some people who are making good six figs, maybe even more than that. Most Twitch income comes from sponsorships and affiliates, but there are some people who make thousands of dollars per month from sub revenue too. So it really just depends. My advice though is if you're thinking of getting into Twitch streaming, don't do it for the money. It's really hard to get to a point where you're making enough to make a living. It takes a long time. I streamed for over a year at a loss with all the equipment I had to buy, like my mic and my camera, and just paying people to do certain things like design your layout and stuff like that. It adds up, and I didn't make that back and start making a profit for about a year, and it took me that long to be able to say that I pay my bills with streaming. So get into streaming for the right reasons. Do it for fun, do it for a hobby, and see where it goes. You might be one of those people who, you know, gets really huge and makes really good income. But if you don't and you're doing it for fun, at least you won't be disappointed. So yeah, that's my advice. That's all the questions. Hope you enjoyed the answers. Thank you to everyone who asked the questions. I really appreciate it. If you'd ever like to visit PokerMarket, be sure to check out the link down below in the description. You can buy action there. You can post in a forum. It's a really good site. Check it out. Thank you so very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do me a favor, click that thumbs up, and also make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you'd ever like to watch me play poker live, you can go to twitch.tv/courtiebee, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter at courtiebee there, courtiebee8 on Snapchat. Thanks again. Have a great day or night, whatever it is for you. Talk to you soon.